What is up, guys? We are back once again, and we are finally going to be discussing Hawkeye. The finale, the whole season. What were my thoughts on it? Let's go. If you guys have seen it, by all means, what were your thoughts about it? I'd like to know down in the comments down below. But at the same time, if you guys have stuck around this long, thank you for continuing support. And I'd like to know what your thoughts were about the Hawkeye series so far down in the comments down below. We don't know as of right now if we're going to be getting a season 2 or if it's going to be continuing. If so, okay, great. If not, then it was a good ride. But at the same time, there was a lot that happened this season, and let's just go ahead and get it going. Now, the entirety of the story is Hawkeye being in New York and losing, I would say, himself to just the media and him, everything that happened, losing Natasha, and then him meeting Kate this season after Kate finds out that there's some weird stuff going on. And what was crazy was we have in the entirety of this season where Kate is trying to learn how it is to be a hero, and Clint is trying to do his best to not only protect himself and his family, but also try to protect Kate and show her, look, you may not have what it takes, but then later on confirms she does, because she does not give up and she gets very stubborn. Now, I will say I love Haley Steinfeld's version of Kate Bishop. She was very funny. She was very, comedic. She was very, she's very dynamic. I really enjoyed her character. I love Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. I think she's a great addition to the MCU. I fully think she's a great addition to the MCU. I think, them bringing her in was very, entertaining, because I'm not a big Hawkeye fan, but I really enjoyed her as Hawkeye, and I also enjoyed them finally bringing in Yelena. I was happy about that. They got to see what happened, because she unfortunately was part of the snap, and she now realizes that Natasha's dead. She blamed Clint for it, but then she later does find out the truth after hunting him down, and then finally having a conversation about, hey, she sacrificed herself for me. I'm trying to earn that right. And it takes her a while to finally accept it, but then she finally does. But I will say that there is some closure within Natasha's character. There's a little bit of closure for Hawkeye as well due to their relationship. And I will say I loved Yelena. I think she's one of my favorite characters. I will say that. She is one of my favorite characters. I would have to say episode 5 was probably my favorite episode, because her being in there with Kate, just the dynamic between those two, that whole conversation, I was laughing so hard. Just when she throws that ball at her and she's like, Kate Bishop, she's like, hi, it just was awesome. I loved it. I was laughing so hard, and Florence as Yelena was absolutely astounding. And, Haley Steinfeld as, Kate Bishop, she was also astounding. Now, I will say, I think they are setting up for them to be friends. Obviously, with her going to be the new so-called Hawkeye. But at the same time, I'd like to see, Yelena become the new Black Widow, which, again, I can see that happening. And also, we had a very big revelation. 2 big revelations. One, of the Ronin finally dying. Clint finally putting the Ronin to bed, so to speak. Now, at the same time, at the final end of the season, where you have Echo going up against, Clint, and then also going up against her friend, and then having to kill her friend because of everything that happened. At the same time, it just made it feel like everything was going crazy, because it was like, okay, what's going on? And then finally, when they showed this is what's happening, and Kate finally fighting with, Hawkeye, fighting with Clint, it was finally amazing. And I loved it. I liked how he allowed her, like, okay, look, let's do this. And at the same time, I also like how they finally brought in Kingpin. They finally showed our boy. They finally showed Kingpin. Finally. He was involved with the whole thing. He knew Kate's mother. She was the one that hired Yelena to go after Clint. And also, she wanted to get rid of their partnership, but obviously, you know how Kingpin is. And we got to see a big fight with the Kingpin and Yelena, and not Yelena, but Kate as well. Those that was a fight, man. I will say that. It was an interesting fight. It wasn't the best fight, but it was an interesting fight. She didn't use her strength. She used her ability. She used her smarts to outwit Kingpin. And I really enjoyed that. And I liked how they were able to make I would say, different things, even bringing in, Avengers Endgame, as well as Black Widow and everything. I'm very happy that they finally did that. I'm very happy that they did that. Because I honestly did not think that they were going to mainly bring it up, but I'm very happy that they did. And at the same time, just the fight scene with them bringing down the Christmas tree was absolutely hilarious. The most, I think, hilarious scene in this episode for the finale was Yelena and Kate in the elevator, and then they start fighting. But at the same time, they're acting like friends, but at the same time, they're acting like enemies, and it's hilarious. And she's like, "Hey, well, good job with this, and good job with that." It was hilarious, man. And I really enjoyed this series. I mean, there's sometimes about it I was like, "All right, come on, let's move on to the next thing," but I just enjoyed this. I really did. Seeing Kingpin again was very funny because he kind of looked like he was on vacation. He looked like he was wearing a Hawaiian shirt and everything. And then finally he just starts fighting everybody. It was really cool. I will say that seeing, Vincent return as Kingpin, he is the perfect Kingpin. Now, unfortunately, there is a possibility that they're saying he died due to Echo finding out that her father was set up and the Kingpin wanted him dead, and obviously the second in command killed him. So there is a possibility saying that, she's the one that killed Kingpin. I don't think Kingpin's dead. I really don't. I don't think he could be taken out that easily. If he is, then I'm going to be a little disappointed because honestly, I want to see him return in like Spider-Man or something more within the MCU, so that way we can see what's going to happen. So that way we can see more Kingpin. The only time we've seen Kingpin is in this and Daredevil. That's all we saw. So he is officially in the MCU. They finally had a connection to him, which I'm very happy that they finally did, and it took a minute to go, okay, is this Kingpin? And they finally did realize that this is the person that Clint was worried about when he was Ronin. And now that he is finally put the Ronin to bed, and also they've taken down Kingpin. At the very end of the episode, we see where Kingpin is supposedly dead, and we have where Yelena forgives, I wouldn't say forgive, more like she has come to terms with Natasha's death and understand that it was not Clint's fault. And she does not kill him, and they go on about their way. And then, of course, Kate's mother gets arrested since she was the part of the mob boss issue, and at the same time, we also see where her soon-to-be stepfather, even though he was really cringe, he was kind of funny at the very end, showing how he was just using his wits about him and also just kind of just fighting. And it was pretty cool. I will say that. It was kind of funny how he was helping Kate at the very end. And I will also say, seeing Kate in action in the very final episode was really cool. And I also liked how, even though some people may not like this, Clint did do something really cool, bringing her home for Christmas, because she had nobody. She really didn't have no friends left. Her mother was in jail, and she really had no one left to go to. So he's like, okay, I'm going to bring you home. You're part of this family now. And we also get to see that apparently Agent 19 was his wife. Apparently that was his wife, and we never knew that she was an agent until now. And at the same time, I also find it interesting how, again, I don't think that Kingpin is dead. He may be, in the comics, apparently he goes blind. That's what I've been seeing online. So, I don't know, guys. It's going to be really interesting to see if he's actually dead or not. Again, I do not think that he is dead. I think that he's going to be severely injured, and it's going to take him a while to probably recoup from this. I don't know how long that's going to be, but it's going to be very interesting to see. But overall, Hawkeye is now done. This is I would say early Christmas present to us MCU fans. I will say that I do have my own Christmas gifts coming for you guys. I got some videos coming, so be prepared for that. But what do you guys think about it? You guys ready to see more Hawkeye? Do you think we're going to get a season 2? Do you think it was worth a season 2? Do you think it was a great series? Do you think it was okay? Do you think it was mediocre? I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. But at the same time, again, Hawkeye is not one of my favorite characters, but I did enjoy it. I really did. I did enjoy the comedic side. I enjoyed how they brought more characters into the MCU, how they were able to connect Black Widow and Endgame, and even a little bit of Daredevil into this. I was very happy about that. I can't wait to see what more they're going to have planned for us to see, especially with Yelena and also Kate, and even if Clint's going to stick around and have Kate help him kind of, in a way, I guess, rebuild, and him show her the ropes and not leave her alone. That way he can still be her mentor as long as he's able to still move around and do everything and still be Hawkeye. So overall, what do you guys think about this whole season? What do you guys think about the finale? Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, still about subscribing, leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. What were your thoughts about it? Did you guys think it was good, bad? I'd love to know. Again, who is your favorite MCU hero right now? I'd like to know down in the comments down below as well. Hope you guys are having a great week. We got the holidays among us. For those that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hope you guys enjoyed Hawkeye. Happy holidays to those of you that love Hawkeye and don't celebrate Christmas. And I'll see you guys on the very next one.